and all the little things that bug me, I'm in a place where I can just stop and think. And when people get a chance to stop and think, they realize, hey, and I'm just be blunt about this thing that I'm doing is kind of stupid. Why are we doing this? This doesn't make any sense that we do fill in the blank. Let's change that. And so your mind is open to all of those things. And I think COVID was so good for a lot of people because they were able to hit that reset button and start thinking and planning for the first time. Hey, let's think about this. Even if they weren't doing it on an ongoing basis, they stopped and did it once. What I'd like them to do is make it a habit every quarter, every 3 months, stop, hit the reset, or you don't have to hit the reset button, hit the pause button, stop, zoom out, take a look at what's going on, make sure you're doing the things you need to be doing, like sitting on the couch with your dog on one of these things instead of, I love that, instead of living a life and running a business that's just creating, a really expensive job. So anyway.
Well, you're absolutely right on that. I got some wisdom this morning in talking to Emily because she's been helping me with her, with this coaching program that she's offered. And it's almost like we have been so busy that we forget to stop a minute and say, why do I do this? And I have been really wanting to reset having done GovCon Summit, because although I love doing it, my purpose was to get clients and my purpose was to get more visibility on a national level. And I looked at it and like, well, I did that. So now that I've done that, I need to look and say, what do I really want to do? Yeah. And it's almost like the universe has conspired to make it work, where we've got a team of the 6 summit leaders, and we're talking about all this on a regular basis of how do we improve and how do we help each other improve. And that's really the difference maker with everything we're doing. So if you were going to tell people, what is the number one thing that's changed in your mindset this last year? Can you think of what it is or what you're encouraging them? Is it just like, do you have every 90 days something pops up and you say, I'm going out to do this? Or how do you remind yourself it's time to push a button?
For me, I put it on the calendar. That's one of those things. I have it on the calendar. And so I just led a group through one of these, like I facilitated a 90-day planning session last Thursday and Friday. And when we got to the end of it, I said, here's my last requirement for you. I want you to put on the calendar when you're doing this again. When is it? And every time you do this, it's the last thing we need to do is put it on the calendar, because you shouldn't have to look for something to remind you. It should just be part of your system that, hey, I'm doing this. For me, sometimes I can go a little bit longer because I've got enough stuff going on. And I look at the 90-day period and I'm sort of firm and flexible, like, hey, this is what I want to accomplish. But if it takes me 14 weeks instead of 13 weeks, I'm pretty cool with that too, right? So I'm a little flexible with how that is. But if I go back to part of your original question about the mindset thing, for me, I had to look over just like the last 90 days even and say, and this is something I tell my kids all the time, where do I want to be a year from now? And am I doing all of the things that I need to be doing in order to be there a year from now? And there's a couple of things I had really been putting off. And I just had to say, where do I want that thing to be 12 months from now? And so I can't keep putting this off because I'm a year out for every time I turn around. So how do I pull that in? So like the LinkedIn videos that I do now, I just said, you know what? I don't care if they're ugly. I don't care if they're stupid. I don't care if anyone likes them. I'm just going to create 5 days a week. I'm going to create a video that's under 5 minutes. That's just some sort of tip. And I'm going to do it because I want to build up the YouTube channel and I want to do this. And I want to get more into influencing people's thought patterns and mindset. And I really want to make sure that a year from now, that's part of my brand, and our company brand is seeing that influence. And so I was like, I don't care how it looks. I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to learn a lot in the process. And I think yesterday I recorded video 65 or whatever it was. And it was just one of those things where it's like, hey, that's something that I've got to do and I don't care how it looks. And so So yeah, my mindset's always shifting around on little things like that. So
Well, it's like you take action, and when you're taking action, you also have to be quit doing something else. You and I were just talking at the very beginning about how somebody said, "Well, don't you want to make new friends? You're in Atlanta now." I'm like, I don't need any new friends. I don't need to do any networking. I need to stop doing that because all that does is add to activity and keep me from being able to ride my bike or keep me from being able to spend time with my grandsons or whatever. So I feel like people have really had a shift in thinking about work of how you want to approach it, because I look at it and just say, you know, a lot of people got 2 hours back a day because they weren't commuting to the office. And I feel
yeah.
sorry for anybody that has to go to the office.
Yeah, yeah. And I've been working from home for 20 years and I would never ever go into an office environment just to go into an office environment. And I think you're seeing right now a mass exodus of employees that are being told you have to go back, and they're like, I'll go get another job. I'm not going back, because they realize, and I think this is sort of an awakening that I think a lot of people are having, is, you know what, my life and my family matter more than a career that takes me away from the things that matter. And so we're seeing this shift in employees, and I hope we don't ever go back. I hope people realize how easy it is to do work from home. There's a lot of discipline that needs to happen, but it's we're not going to work because we love work. Some of us do, but that's not why. Ultimately, I want to do a lot of other things. So, you guys never know where I'm going to, zoom into these things from. I could be in Vermont, I could be in Montana, I could be in Florida, because part of me is like, hey, I want to be able to live and work anywhere around the country at any moment. And that's important to me. So I think it's, again, not Russ isn't here, so I'll steal his thunder, is being very intentional about what you want with your business and what you want to accomplish. And I think that's why it's so important every 90 days to hit the pause button and say, are the things that I'm doing driving me closer or farther away from that? Just like with you saying, meeting new people, one of your gifts on the planet is being able to meet new people. But at some point, it's like, I'm meeting all these new people, but I'm actually utilizing the relationships. So I don't need 1,000, relationships that are an inch deep. I need 50 relationships that are a mile deep, right? And so it's easy to get in your skill, your gift, if you will, that you're really good at, and to overutilize it. And now it's no longer a gift, it's a hindrance. And so people have to realize that sometimes that there's just this balance, because when you're good at something, you just want to do more of that. If that's all you do and you're not focused on how it relates to your goals and objectives, then next thing you know, you're way off course and you don't even know why, because you're doing the thing you love, right?
Yeah. And it's a lot of busy work and keeps me from getting the time off or whatever flexibility I want.
Exactly.
So it's been great to have you on, Michael, with RSM. And I'm so excited about being a coach with RSM Federal, because I'm working with some fascinating companies, and they are companies that come to RSM because they know they want to expand in the federal area, and they're looking for strategy. And as you help them show them how to accelerate their growth faster, then you're picking up the phone and pulling me in so I can say, and here's how we're going to make money doing it.
That's right.
Which is really the thing that makes it all so much fun. So thanks so much for being on with us today, Michael. If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to reach you?
The best way, hop on LinkedIn, message me there. You can get on any of our websites and find our contact information. I see every email that comes in from the contact email and support ones. They all flow through my inbox, so you can reach me that way. So,
okay. Well, listen, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon.
thanks again. I appreciate it.